Okay, so this is the instructions, okay? Well, this is the assignment that links to the instructions. It is, obviously, it's a fourth quarter grade. It is a quiz grade. For seniors, this will be your last quiz grade. For underclassmen, there will be one more after this. The project instructions are all linked here, and I'm going to go through all of those links in just a second. But the overall idea is to interview a college student and find out what math is like in college. And then also do some digging on what your college plans. So this looks very different from a 10th grader to a 12th grader. And I know that, okay? Your 12th grade plans, you hopefully know most of these answers already or are close to determining these answers. Whereas your 10th grade plans, these are still very much in the making. These aren't like you have to decide where you're going, what you're doing for the rest of your life and have to stick to it. But this is like, what are you interested in doing? What would be your dream school? That kind of stuff. So you're going to, one part is interview a college student. They are either currently in college or have graduated within the last 5 years, I would say. And find one class that they take that's a math class and find out about it. Like, what is that like? And it's going to change depending on who you interview, where they go to school, what kind of class they take. You might interview somebody that goes to an auditorium and listens amongst 750 kids. That was my math experience at UF. Listens among 750 kids to a teacher at the front with an overhead projector that you don't understand a word they're saying, and then meets with the TA twice a week to try to like clarify what that is in a smaller setting. Or maybe it's an online math lab in which they're watching videos and they're taking assessments online. Maybe it's a smaller course like this is. That is for you to find out, okay, what it's like. Ideally, you interview someone that's at the college you're interested in going to so that you get even more of a specific experience. If you don't know where you're going and or don't know anybody at that college, it's totally okay. You're just getting an idea of what it could be like, okay? I'm going to give you the questions to answer. To ask them. They will answer a series of questions, which I'll show you in a second what they look like. Then you are going to answer questions based on where you're at, okay? So the questions that they will answer are literally listed as 1 through 14 here. Who is it? How do you know them? What school do they attend? What major did they choose? Did it change? Do they think it will change? If so, why or why not? What made them choose that major? What profession do they plan to pursue after, or if they are already out, what profession did they pursue? Will that profession require you to continue on beyond the 4-year degree? So do they have to get a master's? Do they have to go to law school? Do they have to go to med school? Anything like that. How many math courses did they take or will they take while they're in college? So if they're done, how many did they take? If they're still going, how many will you have to take in total? This could be AP that carried over from high school, or this could be whatever they took while they're at college. And then list them. So they would just need to give you, if I took stats and I took calc, then those are the 2 I took. If I took 7 classes, obviously, if they're a math major, it would be more. They would list all of the classes that they took. Then you're going to have them focus on just a specific one, something like pre-calc, college algebra, or that would be close to what you are currently taking so you understand what they're talking about would be great. What's the name of the course? How many days a week did they meet for lecture? And how many discussion, if any? So they call these different things. I would say lecture means they are attending something in which they are being taught something. It could be in a big environment. It could be watching videos, whatever it is. Discussion, sometimes I see as math lab or some sort of smaller environment where you're working with a TA, a teacher's assistant, instead of an overall professor. So these might change, obviously, depending on what kind of university that they're going to. How many students were in that big class? How many are in the small class if you're attending one? What are the assignments given? Are they homeworks? Are they required? Are they optional? Are they online math learning things? How many hours a week did they spend on these assignments and or studying? How many overall exams or tests do they have in this? How is their format? Is it multiple choice? If it's short answer. And then what's the weight of the grades? I had college courses in which the entire weight of the grade was based on a midterm and a final. And then I had college courses in which they gave you quizzes as you went along. And then I had college courses that had 5 exams, and the average of them was your overall test, was your overall grade. So this, and again, I have had people say like, oh, whoever I interviewed graduated 5 years ago. They don't remember the exact breakdown and they can't find their syllabus. Usually they can find their syllabus, which has all that stuff. But if they don't, they can give you an approximation. I know it was mostly tests. That's fine, okay? Then you are done with that person. But the goal is for you to interview them live. I don't want you to send them these questions and have them write them back to you. This can be through FaceTime. This could be over a phone, or this can be live in person on Zoom. I don't care how you do it. But have a conversation with that person so that if they answer something that like maybe is like, oh, what's that like? You can actually learn from this interview. That's the goal, okay? Then you are answering the next group of questions. Are you interested in the same college as the person you interviewed? Why or why not? If not, where do you want to go? Are you interested in the same major? Why or why not? What did you learn based on your interview? Would you say your college plans are set? If they are, then what are they? So this is much more a senior question. If you are not, like if you just have it, ever since I was 5 years old, I have wanted to go to the University of Miami, then that's what your answer would be, okay? Obviously, it's based on getting in, or it's based on financial aid, whatever it is. Be honest about those answers. And then, have you thought about what career you want? If yes, what is it? Why did you choose it? And what did you learn from creating your budget, which we'll get to in a second. Questions on the question part of this. Lauren. How are you going to find a college student? So if you don't know anyone, you don't know a friend of a friend or anything like that, then I'm trying to think if there's somebody currently on that teaches here that is. Do you have Miss Ramirez? She graduated within the last 5 years. Okay. Well, we'll work on that. But see if maybe your parents know somebody or a friend knows somebody. Okay. We'll figure it out. I've never had somebody not be able to figure it out. So if that's what you need, then I will help you with that. But in my 18 years, I've never had somebody not be able to find someone. Yeah.
You said something about dual enrollment. To talk about their dual enrollment? Or?
No, if they list the courses that are currently, like if it counts towards their transcript, that would be a college course they had to take. Does that make sense? Okay. So if they're required for their major to take calc, but they took it in high school, you'd still include it. I took this, but I took it in high school as dual enrollment. It's fine. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions on interview questions? Yeah.
Interview, but then the numbers that we get.
I'm going to talk about the budget in a second. Okay. Bottom of this is all the things you're going to turn in. So the budget, which we're going to get to in a second, to be handed in and in this order, because you're going to turn in a PDF. You're going to make my life easy, especially because seniors, I have to grade this in like 4 days. You're going to make my life really easy. You're going to turn it in this order. So the questions and the responses are basically what we just went over. The 8-semester track is based on the major you select. So if you know you want to be a biology major, then you're going to go and you're going to find the track of courses that would be required for a biology major at the university you are interested in attending. If you know you want to be a political science major and you want to go to Florida State, then you're going to go to Florida State and you're going to find the political science major, okay? Different schools call it different things. 8-semester track, course of study, whatever it is, it will be literally 8 semesters separated out in courses that they recommend you take. I'll show you an example. This, to me, is what people have the hardest time finding, especially at smaller universities. So once you decide what major you're interested in, start finding this, and if you can't find it, then you let me know and I will help you find it, okay? But like literally you Google Florida State University biology major course plan or semester track, and it will literally give you freshman year what you're supposed to take, sophomore year what you're supposed to take, and that's what you're looking for, okay? That's 8-semester track. The course description is based on the course you interview them about. So if they are answering questions based on their statistics class and they attend the University of Florida, yay, then you will go to the University of Florida and you will search for course description of statistics class. And you will get a little paragraph, again, I have an example, of what the description of that statistics class would be. The budget you are creating based on your numbers, which I'm going to get to in a second. An MLA works citing all the sources that you covered. And again, I list what at minimum should be covered in those sources on the instructions on the Canvas assignment. And then you're going to submit all of that as one PDF. There is an opportunity for bonus if you want to turn this into some sort of multimedia presentation / video. But you're going to shorten it. You're not going to like copy and paste all of it. You're going to give me an overall summarization of your stuff, and I put that on the instructions on Canvas what to expect there.
So instead of doing a PDF, we just...
No, in addition to it.
So we have the PDF, and
yep.
then we turn it into a video?
And then, well, you summarize it. I'll get... So this is what's called an 8-semester track. You need to include this, okay? Here, let me... So then this is the 8 semester track. So this is actually like the courses that I took, and this is what I'm looking for. So it would be separated out by semester. It will either say freshman year or sophomore year, or it'll say semester 1, semester 2, and it will literally be a list of courses. This, for me, is an opportunity for you to have like an eye-opening experience, okay? If you hate math and you pick engineering, don't do that. You'll see in your list that there's a lot of math courses in your future. If you pick poli-sci and there's something on there that you're like, oh my God, I hate that, then it's an eye-opening experience, because those are the courses you have to take. So what's bold was required, and then the other stuff is elective, and humanities is like something that you pick from a broader group of courses, okay? That's the finish of it. The course description is based on the one you interviewed. So this is your interview. So whatever class they talk about, you could just Google it. The university that they went to and the course that they went to, course description, and it will give you the course description.
So it's not your
This is not yours. So 8 semester track is yours. Course description is theirs.
Okay.
Yep.
Wait,
Here-
say that again with the
8 semester track or course of study is based on your
our
major and your university.
Okay.
The course description is based on them.
Okay.
Yep.
If I have, let's say I'm in between 2 colleges,
Just
can
pick
I
one.
Just pick
Mhm.
your one's fine.
Probably pick the cheaper one, but you could pick either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. No, I want you to research both. It would be a good idea,
Yeah.
right?
I've looked all over the website on one, and I don't remember seeing like course descriptions.
Okay, I promise you they're there. Yeah. All right. So the sample college budget is based on you. So you can use your person as a reference to find out like about how much things cost. For example, if they're living in an apartment at the University of Florida and you want to find out how much that might cost, you can use them as a reference, like, hey, how much do you pay per month? If they are, if they're living at home and you plan to go away, obviously you can't use them as that kind of source. But how much money do you spend a week in food? Those things can come from your person. The rest of it you need to do some research on. So this is done in Numbers. Numbers is super easy. It has a budget template. So does Excel, where you literally, like, it gives you this pretty little thing. You type in your numbers and your descriptions, and it makes the little circle chart for you. So if you want to do this would be fantastic. This is pretty. I like pretty. Okay? It will automatically sum up your numbers and everything for you. So you're separating it into 2 sections, obviously money in and money out. So expenses and income. Money in can come from scholarships. It could come from job. It could come from a loan or help from your parents. This is the time to have a conversation with your parents about, do I have prepaid? Am I going to have to take out loans? What does the scholarship look like? This is not, I'm guaranteed to get that scholarship, but if I were to continue on as I am, I can get Bright Futures, and Bright Futures will cover X amount, okay? Do the research. And then, or maybe, maybe you get a job. Don't write like job, making $50 an hour. You're probably not going to do that. Be realistic, okay? And then money out is all the stuff you have to spend money on. So your tuition, your books and supplies, your housing, your transportation. Usually every website has those numbers for you. Pay attention to in-state and out-of-state. So if you are in-state, obviously in the state of Florida, you're following in-state tuition. But if you intend to go to like North Carolina, you're going to pay out-of-state tuition. Those numbers should reflect it, okay? And then any kind of food or personal expenses. If you know you get your nails done every 2 weeks, you go tanning, okay? Right? All that stuff gets included in there. That's when you start to realize how much money you spend that you're probably not going to have when you get to college. And then obviously your income should be greater than or equal to your expenses. You cannot go negative, okay? Questions on budget. All of that has to be backed up with a site or a source. So if it says, like if you say, and I look up all the general like tuition for the regular, because everybody picks either UCF or UF, like I know those numbers and I update them every year. So I'm looking for that. But then if it's like Boston College, I will literally go and find that price. Like I'm going to be specific on that kind of stuff. So be careful. Okay. So on the actual assignment, so I went over the project instructions, the 8 semester track, and the course description. We opened the sample budget I went over, okay? The MLA guidelines, if you don't know how to use MLA, don't tell your English teacher, they'll be mad at you. But you need to format MLA, which is the heading, the size of the font, the margins, the double space, all that stuff should be followed. There's a link there if you don't know what it is. The work cited should at minimum include the person you interviewed is a source. And it's like personal interview, dot their name, dot the date that you gave the interview. It's easy, but that needs to be included. The website you get the course description from, and again, that should match the school your interviewee attended. The website you got the 8-semester track from, this should match your university and major choice. And then the website you got financial information from, and this is your information. The bonus opportunity is to summarize the following information in a digital format. So in a shortened version, not reading word for word from your paper. Good God, please don't do that. You're going to introduce yourself, your choice of college, major, occupation, and why you chose these things. State who you interviewed, what you learned from your interview, and then what you learned from creating your budget. And then you're going to do at least one source slide, whatever that cites, whatever it is you talked about in your presentation. This can be a keynote or a PowerPoint with audio that turns to a video. So you want to, I don't want to click through slides. I want you to give me a video of that. This could be a Prezi, again, submitted as a video so you can screen record. This is an animation. If you like to draw, that would be super entertaining for me to grade. I would really like that, okay? Or like a website, like Adobe Spark or a Google site that kind of summarizes all your information, almost like a digital resume, okay?
Can we screen record?
Yeah, yeah. So all of that will earn you bonus on top of the regular grade. Questions that I'm gonna come. All right, this is your rubric. Like if you get points off, you should know you're getting those points off because this is available now. It says every little thing and how you can gain the full credit, and then also the common mistakes people make that you don't want to do, okay? So the rubric is broken down on the bottom. It's your added, so it's out of, this whole thing would be out of 100, but it will go over 100 if you add the presentation or the video. Questions for me? Yeah. God bless you. So you have two options for interview questions. You can either literally type in, which I have seen people handwrite or type in on top of Notability based on the PDF I give. Don't do that because it has to be double spaced. You can either rewrite the question and then give their answer, and it could be like they literally said no. That's fine. Or you can give it to me in paragraph form, but make sure it makes sense. Like I have gotten a project that said just the person's name, University of Florida, this major, and so that makes no sense. Like no, what does no mean? 3 tests, what does that mean? But it could be when asked how many tests they were given, whoever my person is, took three tests. So you can give it to me either way. Question, answer, question, answer, question, answer, or paragraph form. This is fun for me because I get to be like, oh, this person is good at English because I don't know that otherwise, right? People are very nice in their writing, or they're like, no, period, yes, period. Don't do like I without a capital letter. Like I will think about stuff like that, okay? Feel free to use spell check because a lot of people don't do that. Yeah.
So you can just write like one and then the question and then their answer?
Yes, but you have to give me the question, not just their answer. Does that make sense?